this week's edition of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Brigitte Sheerin.
And I'm Nick Amatangelo.
Happy baseball season, Nick. How are your White Sox doing?
Same as always.
Cellar dwelling?
Yeah, pretty much. How about the Red Sox?
Just defending their world title, getting new jewelry, taking selfies with the president. Same old, same old.
Brag much?
I mean, when you're from Boston, it's hard not to.
Yeah, let's save this for next week.
All right. Anyway, the women's softball team is playing right now in a rare home-away game. They are currently hosting the DePaul Blue Demons at DePaul's Cacciatore Stadium. The game was supposed to be played at Hoying Field, but due to poor field conditions, the Ramblers have yet to play a true home game. The score is currently 6-0 in the bottom of the fourth. We'll continue to bring you updates on this throughout the show.
The number one ranked men's volleyball team kept up their winning ways last week, downing Lindenwood in straight sets to clinch their first outright MIVA Conference title since 2006. On Saturday, they invited the Quincy Hawks into the Gentile Arena for the final home match of the regular season. The Ramblers had their eye on extending their winning streak to 21 matches. And one of our own, Brigitte Murphy, braved a sprained ankle to watch her Ramblers in action. As for the actual game, it was senior night at the Joe, and the Ramblers got a lift from senior Dinas Bergzens. He finished with a team-high 7 killed, and the crowd absolutely loved it. Despite being winless in the MIVA, the Hawks managed to keep things close in all 3 sets, but the Ramblers were not to be denied. Fellow senior Tori Darren gets a big block here, one of his 4 on the night, and the Ramblers roll in straight sets. They move to 23-1 on the year. Now they'll wrap up the regular season tomorrow when they travel to Columbus to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. While the Buckeyes haven't been as dominant this year, the Ramblers haven't won at Ohio State since 2006. After that, it's home sweet home for Loyola, who will not have to leave the Gentile Arena throughout the conference playoffs and potentially the Final Four.
The track and field teams were also pretty busy over the weekend. The squad split up to attend 3 different meets in 3 different states. 3 team members traveled to California to participate in the prestigious Stanford Invitational. Freshman Audrey Michelson led the way for the Ramblers, winning her 800-meter heat with a time just under 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Michelson would finish the day 34th overall. On the men's side, senior Jake Audio took 49th overall in the men's 800-meter with a time just under a minute and 54 seconds. Back here at home, another group of Ramblers traveled to the University of Chicago for the Ted Hayden Invitational. Junior Alyssa Pace Patterson led the way for the ladies, winning the 100-meter dash with a time of 12.92 seconds. Meanwhile, freshman Devin Egan brought home the title in the javelin throw. For the men, Peter Archibald took home second place in the 800-meter, clocking in just under a minute and 56 seconds. And our very own Chris Lehman also came in second place in the 400-meter dash. And finally, the last group of Ramblers traveled to Gainesville, Florida to participate in the Florida Relays. Man, it's like running a race keeping up with all these guys. The men's spring medley team of Chris Strupp, Kevin Glastetter, Ryan Van Portfleet, and RSL's own Jake Mazanke took 5th place, and junior thrower Allison Saccone collected yet another school record this year, smashing her own shot put mark by more than 3 feet with a throw of 14.57 meters. This latest accomplishment puts Saccone 1 event away from a clean sweep in every Loyola throw record in history. All she's missing now is that pesky javelin record, but I'm sure she's pleased with her second place standing in that event.
Yup, hammers, discus, shots puts, you name it, she can throw it. Far. Chris Lehman caught up with Saccone to find out why throwing like a girl is far from an insult here at Loyola.
That's such a long race. Holy shit, guys.
I'm Allison Saccone. I want to be one of those kids that's on like the national level. So that, like, trying to get my name known and like becoming an All-American is the ultimate goal. My family helps drive me. They keep me going. Even all my teammates are great, but they help me, motivate me, because they just keep reminding me through the slumps that it's okay, you're gonna get there. And then I just want it so badly. Every lift and stuff, I'm just this sucks, but it'll be worth it in the end.
In addition to her family, throws coach Pat McGarry has played a large role in Saccone's success.
He's the best coach I've ever had in anything. He's just really he gets how I work in my head, because I'm kind of crazy, but and he's able to calm me down when I need to, and he just makes everything make sense. And like sometimes it's hard for me to understand things, and just, I don't know, he's just a really great person too.
Motivate the athletes. You know, we're fortunate enough to have been able to have a group of student athletes that have come to campus that have been extremely motivated, wanting to get better. I would say in terms of this group, they're very good about keeping positive attitude, staying motivated. You know, Allison is a very self-motivated individual. I really don't have to do a whole lot in terms of trying to motivate her. She shows up every day, works hard. I couldn't ask of anything else really from a student athlete. She gives 100% in everything she does, so you know, it's pretty easy on my part.
Because of this work ethic, Coach McGarry believes she still has untapped potential.
You know, I definitely think Allison's a national level type thrower, and I think she's just starting to scratch the ceiling. She's starting to realize how good she is. I really don't think she has any weaknesses at this point. I think she's going to be fine.
Reporting for the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Chris Lehman.
That's done.
Hopefully, we'll see her breaking records more her senior year and achieve that All-American title.
You know what has always bothered me about professional basketball?
The fact that it doesn't accept short, skinny Colombian kids?
No.
That your face is an abomination to mankind.
Always with the face, Nick. Always. No, the obscene amount of bare leg allowed to be shown. Thank goodness the NFL created a rule to prevent such atrocities.
Where exactly is this going?
Give me a moment. That's better. The NFL is known to feature some of the sport's largest and most brutish men. A premium was and is placed on bronze, not beauty. But for some reason, these gigantic human beings are required to wear pants so undersized, a small child would be comfortable wearing them without a belt. These pants, or what many would prefer to be called leggings, are so small, much of the lower legs are exposed. Thankfully, former NFL League Commissioner Elmer Layden had the strength to stand up to this indecent exposure. On April 9, 1945, he deemed every NFL player must wear socks or be subject to the full wrath of the league. What's more, he required them to be tasteful. The socks must be entirely white or a combination of white and the team's colors. Mr. Layden must have been a man of class and style. A tip of the cap goes to you, good sir. Because of his courage, today's NFL may be every bit as violent and destructive as ever, but at least they don't look like monsters. For This Week in History, I'm Joaquin Carrig.
That's what you came up with?
Slow week in sports history, guys. Slow week.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Both the men's and women's golf teams were in action over the weekend. The men traveled to Peoria, Illinois for the Bradley Invitational. Strong play from seniors Sean Hickey and Nick Dennis led the team. The Ramblers got an added boost from freshman Garrett Marschke, who tied his career low on Sunday with a 4-under par 68. The men next play at the Greenbrier Invitational in West Virginia on April 14th and 15th. The women also competed at the Bradley Invitational, finishing tied for 7th out of 10 teams in an extremely close field. The Ramblers were only 18 strokes away from first. Loyola senior April Ohlendorf finished tied for 9th with a tournament score of 155. Next up for the ladies is Indiana State Spring Invitational from April 13th and 14th in Terre Haute, Indiana.
The warming weather may be nice for us, but it's also a bittersweet reminder that the spring sports seasons are heading into the home stretch. That means it's almost time to wave goodbye to our graduating class of athletes. But while some careers may be coming to an end, others are just beginning. Megan Carabelli is here to tell us a little bit more about the fresh meat coming to campus next fall.
Thanks, Brigitte. Well, with the end of the year quickly approaching, Loyola has an eye on to next year's athletics. With top players like Joe Smalzer, Olivia Clark, Troy Hambrick, and Brittany Gardner leaving, the Ramblers have to find someone to take their place. So for this week's NBC Top 3, we bring you our top picks for most promising recruits of the 2014-2015 season. But there were a ton of options to narrow it down to just 3. So we're going to start with an honorable mention. Women's basketball is welcoming Ryan Johnson, a 6'2" forward from Lisle, Illinois. Johnson's described as a physical and strong player whose strength lies in rebounding. Coach Cheryl Swoop says, quote, Ryan will be a huge presence for the team inside on both offensive and defensive ends on the floor. She's athletic and brings a great work ethic. Our number 3 recruit of the year is cross-country track and field star Sophie Meads from Davis, California. Meads runs an impressive 800-meter. She also is a member of one of the nation's elite distance running programs and led them to the Nike Cross Country Nationals this past fall. Coach Randy Hasenbank says, quote, Sophie will add a high-quality depth to the program. She brings a lot of experience for a young runner. We're looking forward to have Sophie joining our program. Up next at number 2, we have our new men's basketball recruit, Ben Richardson. He's a 6'2" guard from Overland Park, Kansas. Richardson is known for his 48% shooting percentage from the three-point line, as well as a shooting an 83% from the foul line 2 seasons ago. He also played in 3 straight Kansas State championship games. Coach Porter Moser says, quote, the thing that stuck out to me about Ben was how complete of a player he is. He's an exceptional defender who combines quickness, tenacity, and technique, and takes a lot of pride at that end of the floor. His exceptional shooting ability stands out when you watch him play, but he does so much more than that. And that brings us to our number 1 recruit. Our nationally ranked men's volleyball team is going to need some fuel for next season's fire, to which they look towards recruit Jeff Jendrick. This 6'8" middle hitter from Wheaton, Illinois will be taking the Rambler court by storm. But this isn't the court he started on. Jendrick was a promising basketball recruit until he switched to volleyball after his freshman year of high school. After only a few years, he was selected for the USA Boys Youth National Training Team, as well as finished 10th in the country at the Junior Nationals with his club team. Coach Shane Davis says, quote, Jeff is considered to be one of the top recruits in the nation, and certainly the top middle blocker. He's a hard worker who comes from a great volleyball family. He has such a good sense of body and really reads the game, which you don't often see with 6'8", 17-year-olds. And those are the top recruits you should be looking out for next season. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Megan. Looks like there's a lot to look forward to next season.
What are you doing?
Obviously, I'm channeling my inner Katniss Everdeen, which is exactly what some students did on Saturday when they attended Loyola's very first archery day. Grace Runkle has more on this story.
While some girls wear bows in their hair, freshman Raquel Navarro prefers to keep hers in her hand. This past Saturday, Navarro showed off her archery skills at the American Indian Center of Chicago for the first ever Loyola Archery Day.
I wanted an opportunity to show Loyola students what archery was like since we don't have a club yet. I was really hoping to identify what students were into archery or see who wanted to try it for the first time. I know a lot of people have done it once or twice, but never got the chance to try it out as a sport.
First intrigued by archery when he was little, freshman Andrew Pavlik jumped on the chance to take after his archery heroes, Robin Hood and Hawkeye.
I was a Boy Scout and I was always kind of interested in archery, and then I just heard about it and I'm like, all right, yeah, I want to go shoot some arrows.
Despite getting a minor flesh wound, Pavlik said he'd do archery again in a heartbeat.
I do have I have a red mark right here. Just, I don't think my arm protector fits all that well.
Everyone agreed their favorite part of the afternoon was when they switched up their target practice and aimed at some balloons instead.
And I didn't think that I'd be able to hit one, to be honest, but I kind of didn't hit mine. I hit someone else's, but it's okay.
Navarro plans to have one more archery day before the end of the semester because for her, sharing her sport is the best part.
I love the social part of archery. I love talking to people and coaching and being taught and learning new things and just having fun with a lot of people at the same time.
For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Grace Runkle.
To find out when the next archery day is, check out the Loyola Day at AIC Facebook page.
The women's volleyball team is looking to spring forward after a rough go last fall. The team began their spring schedule recently and have faced some of their top regional opponents. So far, they played UIC, Northern Illinois, UNI, and Wisconsin, among others. The Ramblers still have a few more games left on their spring schedule, including a trip to Evanston, where they'll face Northwestern, Illinois State, and Milwaukee. The volleyball team is returning all 6 of its starters and its libero when the fall season officially starts.
It looks like Loyola's joining the NCAA ranks for a new sport, ghosting.
Now presenting Loyola's new NCAA Division I Ghosters.
First up, we have Mila Mehta, half man, half vampire. And here's our other contestant, Shayna Farinas, the wild card.
My strategy today is going to be to keep it short and sweet, and that means that we have to get as close as possible to the other person. Now, silence is the key right here. My tiptoes and vampire feet will win.
Strategy? What strategy? You can't go out there with a strategy. It's unpredictable. So that's what you have to be. Unpredictable. That's my strategy.
There's me lot.
There he is. Oh, he's been spotted.
Oh, he's using your phone. It's cheating. Oh my god. Look at it go.
In round 2, things changed, and our contestants briefly lost faith in humanity.
Target this.
Another target. Another oblivious target.
We're engaged.
Target is engaged.
We're ghosts. We are ghosts. We're ghosts.
Just get out of here.
You can't even see me. Why? Because I don't exist. You're dead. Dead.
And if you're wondering why Milop's breakdancing, it's because he just won round 2. For round 3, everyone's going to raise the stakes a bit. Shayna will try her hand at speed ghosting, and Milop will try out his Australian accent. Target acquired. This is a whole different level.
Oh my god, she's engaged. She's doing it. She's ghosting. Shayna is ghosting a runner. She is ghosting a runner, mate.
I'm just gonna let his...
And once again, we are...
And now Milop will try to match that with backwards ghosting.
It's a tour group.
So after Milop fails to ghost Nick, Shayna becomes our ghosting winner.
I can't believe you called Milop Nabil.
Well, I can't believe that Shayna didn't get called to the ghosting combine.
True, she's like really good at that.
Yeah.
So Nick, did you have UConn winning both NCAA tournaments?
Try neither. I do have Loyola winning the Final Four, though. The volleyball Final Four. Let's check in with Rebekah Baer and the Weekly Ramble to find out more about that.
Good evening, and welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Ramble. I'm Rebekah Baer.
Hey, we got the whole crowd here today.
I'm Rebekah Baer. I'm joined here by Jillian Schwartz and Joe Flaherty. So we'll go ahead and get started. We got the men's volleyball. Starts off their playoffs next weekend. Currently number 1 in the nation. How do you think they're going to fare at the tournament?
You know, it really pains me to say this, but in the MIVA tournament, I'm going to have to say that there's no way in hell that Loyola loses this MIVA tournament. Okay? They've lost 6 sets in the MIVA all season long, 2 of them to Ball State, and that's what we're looking at right here. They had one of their top players, Thomas Jeske, sit out the entire time and still found a way to win. I mean, come on. They got a first-round matchup against Quincy. They just dusted them on senior night. Whoever they play in the MIVA, sure they have 4 ranked teams, but they're not quite there yet. IPFW, you have no idea what you're going to get night in, night out. Ball State has size. That's about it. Lewis has one guy that only gets kills, and that's about it. Loyola has it from everywhere. The pins are clicking. The setter's clicking. Shout out to Peter Hutz. And it's not just the Joe Smalzer show. It's not just the Joe Smalzer show. It's the entire team. They're on a roll that's not going to stop throughout this tournament. That's the way it is.
Jillian?
Okay, here's the deal, Rebekah. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to try to joke and April Fool's is over. I'm going to lead you. They're going to win, obviously. I can't say he gave all the facts, whatever. They're on 21 winning streak right now. Thomas Jeske, obviously, is a hot commodity. But even our backups, like Dennis Persons, he was playing awesome when Jeske was out as well. So, funny. So basically, we just have too many unstoppables on this team, so we're just going to be unstoppable through the entire tournament. We are just so confident. There's no way that we're going to lose this. Guarantee. I guarantee it.
I agree with both of you, and you both have the same answer, so this is a tough one.
Well, I'm wearing a cuter color, so I just
You are wearing a nicer dress.
I mean, this is pastel, and it is about to be spring.
Joe had some really good shots there, though, so I think in
Some
honor of
shots.
some really good B-roll, so I think I'm going to go ahead
All right,
and
then wait for the next one.
give him the point on this one. All right, your chance to redeem yourself, Jillian.
Don't feel guilty. I deserve that.
She just feels bad for you.
No.
Over
Now
it.
that March Madness is over, what are you most looking forward to in sports?
I'll type this one. Baseball, please. My twins, we are having a little bit of a rough start here, but I'm just looking forward to a lot of things like this. We have some wonderfully beautiful plays here that we can watch. It's just like a whole season. Everyone's in a great mood. Get out to the ballpark, whatever. But the Twins, so we've lost the first 4 games, I believe, but we have also the 5th largest amount of money for our international signing period, and we also had a bonus pool of about $4 million for some players, just because we had the 5th worst record in the majors last season, so we're coming back with a vengeance. Might sign Adrian Peterson, I heard. Rumor has it.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your source?
Brian Dozier?
Yeah.
Or Dozier.
Dozier, yeah. He's been having some really good games lately, so obviously I'm going to be watching my Twins, but there's so many other teams to watch too. It's just going to be a good summer.
Joe, what do you think?
Name me their center fielder.
Adrian Peterson.
Okay, close enough. I mean, love baseball as much as the next guy. Worked for the Cubs. Love being at the ballpark. Summer's my thing. But Loyola is hosting, let me go back to volleyball. I don't even need B-roll for this. Loyola is hosting the first NCAA championship in school history and the first one in Chicago since 1939. Now, if you can't rally around that point from this school, then there's something wrong with you. Because there's nothing else going on this spring that Loyola students should be focused on more than this tournament. It is already sold out all 3 days. And looks pretty much like Loyola's going to be in it, and they'll be able to be the host at their own national championship. I mean, there's so many storylines going into this tournament. I could get started, I could go for days. So, I mean, I already got scolded for name dropping one time. So I'm just going to reserve myself and say you should all be excited and out at Gentile Arena come tournament time.
He just gave the same answer as the first one. Also, I forgot to put up, I had a little graphic for the my volleyball question. Obviously
just scraping for points. No, we don't have time for that. Yeah.
Guys,
we don't have time for that.
Okay, we'll watch it. It's so worth it.
I do. Good argument, yeah, but it kind of the same one you already got
Same
a point
one,
for.
Oh.
So I think definitely I'm looking forward to baseball this
That's
summer
fine.
as well. So I'm going to
Digging
go
your
ahead
school
and
spirit.
give the point to Jillian on that one.
Thank you.
So we've got our tie-breaking
Well-deserved.
trivia
National
question.
championship about 80
We've got our
years.
tie-breaking trivia question. Okay. University of Connecticut just took home both men's and women's national titles for the NCAA championships. So how many total championships have they won combined, men's and women's?
UConn?
Mm-hmm.
This year?
No, all together.
Oh.
So who wants to go? Joe, you're up.
I'm going to say 11.
Wait, is this like Price is Right? Like if he is over, then would I get it?
No, you guess a number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm guessing. Okay, it's definitely more than 2. 14.
Alrighty, the answer is 13. So.
I formally start my boycott now.
This never happens. This would never happen.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off now, and back to you guys at the desk.
So much.
I quit.
Are we good?
So Nick, this is both of our last times ever anchoring Rambler Sports Locker.
I don't want to think about it.
Well, graduation's right around the corner, so we kind of have to think about it.
Nope, I'm not graduating.
All right, Nick, whatever you say. Well, that will do it for us this week on Rambler Sports Locker. Make sure to visit ramblersportslocker.com for all the latest Rambler news. And don't forget to tune in on April 24th for our last episode of the semester. I'm Brigitte Sheerin.
And I'm Nick Amatangelo. Thanks for stopping by the locker, and don't forget to turn out the lights.
You have to graduate, Nick.
I know.
And this is for you.
I just got... Oh, wow.
That was a crap paper toss.
One more.
Too high.